Hey, what's going on, guys? It's me, Train Man, and welcome back to another episode of TRS 2006, otherwise known as the Zombie Train. Today we will be tackling the unusual sight lines that have appeared because of my placement of that thingy over there, that thing with the track there, the balloon loop, the lumber mill, which we should actually go and redo. Now, something I've realized now. Other than the fact that I'm a little bit stuffy and am trying to have a box of tissues on me at all time, is that now that we're working in a scenario, I could always rename the scenario, pull the stuff out of it, and start making it a baseline kind of thing, where I can configure all of the industries and all of the cargo transfers and stuff like that for everything to work. Now, we'll definitely spend an episode doing that, although I'm just not quite sure when. I probably would have spent this episode doing it just because I had the want to do it, but this took precedence because it was something that was very clearly broken in the map. Now, I spent a while fiddling with this because I just can't get it right and I can't see what I'm looking at from the point of adjustment. So it's literally just me going down, fixing it a little bit like that, going up, seeing if it looks right, doesn't look right, going back down, adjusting it again. This goes on for a little while, and trust me, it's as aggravating for you as it was for me, or rather vice versa. Also, when I'm doing this, I need to be careful not to adjust the things that are on the other side of that stone wall, because there's no view detection for your cursor. Basically, you can click on anything that you can't, even if you can't see it, so long as it's loaded. Actually, thinking of that, a map where it doesn't load at all graphically, I assume it simulates the whole thing. Well, of course it does. I would know that from Geiger Mountains. So I almost have it right, but that's a little bit too high, so I go down and adjust it. Adjust this one. Adjusted that other one a little bit too much. So I put that in there just to get it in place, and then fix the final spline point for the last time. Or not the last time. Oh, little autosave there. I'm paying a little bit more attention to what's going on in the episode this time. Mostly because I don't want to overrun my time like last time, but partly just because I feel like I should talk about it because it's kind of relevant. It's not what we've been doing. I get to the text ring at the end of the episode and miraculously finish this entire section today. Which I didn't expect to be able to do. I thought I would have to abandon it and come back to the text ring later. But, alas, we got it done. Basically, this mountain's looking better and better, even except for the bits you can't see. But we're getting the hang of this. I put this in here as a baseline, although it's largely gone by the time I finish. It's just a default gradient, basically. Flatten everything out. Adjust a little bit, because it looks kind of weird. And then delete the piece of track. Alright, so I just go ahead and start doing these terrainy bits, but I'm going to talk about something else. What that something else is yet, I don't know, but I'll figure it out. Now, I'm nailing down the rest of the voice actors for the Zombie Train. I don't have everyone listed yet, but I think I know who's going to do what in general. I think I've gotten Robert Frayne. Oh, by the way, for those of you that have finished it, if anyone's finished it, please let me know what you thought and any critiques down in the comment section below. If you haven't started it and you're interested in reading The Zombie Train: The Pass, go download it from the video titled The Zombie Train: The Pass. I don't know what episode that was, though. Oh well. So, as I was saying with the industries, it's going to be a lot to get everything all settled. And I'm not sure I'll really know the specifics of the entire system until I've built the entire system. But there are at least some things that I, have set up and then lost and then set up and then lost, and really like to keep set up. And one of these things is the aperture lumber down on the track towards, towards Galgora. I'm going to fill in this area just to have it at a decent level, so I can move the cursor around without dropping it into a pit to oblivion. I'm trying to move my chair, and I keep getting... Rolling chair on a tile floor is not handy, because the chair is inclined to get stuck in the little cracks between the tiles. Alright, but... pretty much explained what this episode is all about. It's all about this area right here. And in the meantime, I should figure out something to talk about. Alright, so... those industries. Now, we only have a few so far. I mean, the biggest thing we have by far is the seaport. But I'm going to have to narrow that down. I'm going to have to make it a little bit, less intakey. Like, there are certain things that it's definitely not going to have to take or be able to take. More autosave. And it currently accepts basically everything. So I'm going to have to adjust that. I'm not going to tweak it for the amount of route we have now. I'm going to try and tweak it for the whole thing. So that's that. I'll definitely have lumber transfer going on there. I'll have a shuttle moving lumber that would come from Lambit down through Galgora and out through the seaport. Once again, the only lumber mill is in Modico, which is in the middle of nowhere. It's only attached to narrow gauge. So there's going to be a lot of cargo transfer at the town that's connected to Modico, which is, which is Meest, which is designed as a cargo transfer. The lumber, well, theoretically, a system of this would go, you'd get the lumber, or you'd get the logs at Ullerston, and you'd go from Ullerston through Caps Junction on that double-track narrow gauge main line, through Modico, into Modico, which is a very large narrow gauge yard. It's a little ways down from Scrag Cap. It has a river running beside it, and it has a lumber mill. From the lumber mill, the lumber is taken down to Meest, where it's handed off to the standard gauge, or it can be taken straight through to Arturo, which is a pulp mill. But those are both attached to the standard gauge. Now, from Arturo, the goods from the mill are either taken to Scrag Cap. Oh no, there wouldn't be a reason for it to be taken to Scrag Cap unless I put it in some random industries over there. So, they're taken to Meest, transferred onto standard gauge, and then brought down to Port Charles or Zanzib. Or goods from there are taken to Aperture Lumber, which these little industries aren't going to have trains built to do them. Only the really big stuff is going to be automated. And of course some scenarios won't have any of that stuff automated, so that's entirely beside the point in some cases. And for the baseline scenario, it's just going to be the industries built. There aren't even going to be any trains in the layout. If you look at the, I believe the ICE layout, route for TRS there's a section that doesn't have any trains. So that's that. It'll be like that. All the industries are set up and it doesn't have any trains. So, then the pulp gets taken to some place. Gets taken to No wait, no, the pulp gets taken to the pulp mill where it gets turned into general goods. General goods are taken to... Oh, what did I say was the place that didn't have heavy enough trackage? That was between Vale and Empirique, I think? Which I'm surprised at why it would. Maybe the bridge is just not good. Maybe we can just have a scenario like that. I need to figure out everything before I actually do a thing. But you're going to have very long oil drags. You're going to have coal drags along the length of the main line, the north-south main line, from Vale to Temeros and back. You're going to have oil drags from Demper, which is kind of in the hills, down through Peoria, through Vale, and to Fempton, which has a oil refinery. Then your aviation fuel will be taken to Empirique, which is the only airport on the map. Your, some other stuff will be taken to Port Charles, which is nearby. Which is why, Galgora won't have any of the oil drop-offs, because it will all be taken to Port Charles, because that's in closer proximity. Although we could always have a scenario where things are, different or wrong. Oh, if you notice right there, I screwed up and deleted a bit of track, so that's fixed. I deleted it from the other side. I still gotta go and put the greenery, which is something, it's on the list of things to do. But the entire place is just generally looking better and better. Better than, gray blocks. Persistently. So, those are going to be your largest drags. You're going to have your... I need to redesign the passenger station at Temeros, even though I don't want to, just because of the whole thing with the going back and fixing things. But the way it's set up is just, frankly, kind of silly. Especially with that tight balloon loop. If anything, I should just make the balloon loop bigger, or I should not give trains that either need to turn the engines around or need to turn the coaches around. So basically only local trains and not express trains. Frankly, Temeros isn't a huge passenger depot anyways. Your big passenger places are going to be, well, Empirique and, to a lesser extent, Anaconda, which is formerly called Embiwin. When I wanted to name the route Temeros, Vale, and Anaconda, I had to name a town Anaconda. I didn't have one yet, which is kind of silly if you think about it, but it's true. So we have Temeros, we had Vale, we have Vale, didn't have Anaconda, renamed Embiwin to Anaconda because it sounded too close to Empirique, and I didn't want to have two towns that sounded so close together on the map. Now, there are a couple of things that aren't on this map that I do want to add in the future, one of them being a town called Index, which was proposed to me. It's going to be on the route between Susqueca and Ullerston. I know there isn't any track connecting that, but there will be. There will be 2-foot gauge track connecting Susqueca, Ullerston, and Embiwin, covering those incredible grades, probably with switchbacks. Index is going to be at the top of a cliff. Or, well, not at the top of a cliff, but it's going to be nestled in a cliff. And it'll probably have some sort of... It'll have that, Giplin gold ore mine, or whatever it has, or whatever that thing is. And with that means I have to, include something in Embiwin. So we'll have 2-foot gauge sporadically, but I doubt they'll be connected in any way, shape, or form. Also, let's see, coaling towers at Temeros, coaling towers... I'm trying to figure out where the coaling towers would be and how they're going to get their coal. I think... Yeah. So Temeros is pretty easy because there's a coal mine right there. Or not a coal mine, but there's a giant coal drop-off, and so the coal gets split up. And some of it gets put into the coaling tower, and most of it goes into the power station. But, some of the other places, I mean, Vale is going to be a coal stop, of course, because it has a lot of coal. Although, frankly, what I need to do is when I'm building these routes, my screensaver turned on again, I need to figure out what's the longest range, or the shortest range, rather, of my mainline equipment, and then put just intermediary stops there for the whole thing to be worked out, really. It's going to be even tougher for the narrow gauge equipment because it moves so slowly. No offense, narrow gauge equipment, it's just true. So we have coaling facilities, or coaling watering facilities. Let's just call them service facilities. At Tamaros, at Vale, at Imperacu, because Imperacu has a pretty large yard as well. Embiwin should, but the little icon is cut off on the map. Oh, sorry. Anaconda, not Embiwin. Probably at Meast. Actually, I'm pretty sure in some of these maps I actually drew in where the facilities should be. In a lot of cases. But there are some large towns I didn't even bother to set up. Most medium towns. I don't think I have any medium towns done. But yeah, I've got to test that out and adjust to make sure everything's copacetic. Everything works. Kind of makes me want to go screw around on the map right now. Once we get a couple more episodes of texturing done, I'm going to go ahead and do another scenario. Maybe once we get all of the industries set up, I'll go ahead and do that. Yeah, once I get Bear... okay, I'm going to take a break from this area, and I'll go do Grizzly Peak. And once we get the whole area around Grizzly Peak done, then I can come back and put lumber through Sosqueaka, take it south to Tamaros. Well, not really south, but south... What is that? Southwest. Yeah, southwest to Tamaros, drop it off, and then compile it into a train, basically. So we're going to have a little switcher at Tamaros, preferably a steam switcher. I don't know if I have one of those on hand, or I might have to go and find one. I don't know too much in the realm of downloadable content other than, well, you know, the Morais Pass map and Canadian National 3254 and Uinta 51 of the coaches. But that's it. Other than that, I don't try to get much else other than that stupid crane, which isn't probably going to work, which I'm glad I didn't have to use it significantly in the zombie train, so you're going to have to just forgive me, and I'll put in something that remotely resembles a crane in for the crane. Because I don't shunt it out at any point, I don't use it significantly, other than to lift a Jeep, and obviously I can't simulate that, so I'm not even going to bother simulating like the cars and trucks and stuff. A lot of the time, unfortunately, when some scenes are going on, you're just going to be staring at the train. Because some scenes don't involve the train completely, and I'm not one for animation or, you know, live action. Not to mention, I don't know really anyone who looks like Evie. So, yeah, whatever. Nor do I have the skill to create a costume that would resemble Evie's garb. I'm not even sure where you'd start. I'm not even sure how you put together such a thing. It was supposed to be... I wrote it to be designed for efficiency, where you could just kind of pin it and rearrange it, and well, efficiency and flexibility. You could pin it, you could frankly keep it as one big piece of fabric, put it around yourself and pin it, and then you're done. And it's on, or you could readjust it and put in, I don't know, air gaps if you were warm, or seal it tighter if you were cold, or something like that. I don't know, I was just sitting around and I was like, I have this brilliant idea for how this outfit would work, so I wrote it in, and I didn't think twice. But, I don't know, it came out alright. So I go ahead and do this with the rocky stuff, and then I go, wait a minute, that's not right at all. Let's come over here, grab the mud, come back, and do it with the mud. Starting from up there, down this trench, down this trench, and all the way down and out. Theoretically, it would go off and empty into the river right there. So now I come and get my stone, and I start filling it with stone. Again, I didn't think I'd be able to get all this done, and I get it done in 5 minutes. Just from start to finish on the texturing, very nearly. Which surprised me. I may be getting better at this. I might not be, you never know. But, yeah, we're gonna have... Sorry. We're gonna have a couple episodes doing Grizzly Peak. Once I'm done with Grizzly Peak, I'm going to sit down... Hold on, let me check my calendar here. Once I'm done with Grizzly Peak, I'm going to sit down and get everything done. Now, next Friday is the 4th of July. I am going to do a video in advance for the 4th of July. Sorry, not tomorrow. Tomorrow's Saturday. I'm busy as hell. Tomorrow the Terminus is supposed to be coming out, but I'm going to do that tonight. By the time you guys see this video, I'll probably be in the process of recording the Terminus, because it just needs to be out on time. And then I'm going to be going away on the 2nd. So I have the 30th and the 1st to get done as many videos as humanly possible to prepare myself. I have the, no, I don't actually have any video ready yet. No, sorry. Yeah, no, I don't. Because I'm going to be away 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, come back on the 6th. When I come back on the 6th, I'm going to sit down and do the timetable for that week. Don't have to worry about anything on the 5th. On Monday, I have the video for Monday, so I'm not going to worry about that. I'm not going to be making more modular Minecraft come the 30th. Just the way the schedule works out, excuse me. On Tuesday, I'm going to upload my locomotion, but I'm still going to be working on other things, because I'm going to have the Wednesday video ready for when I leave. I'm going to upload it early in the morning before I leave. The Thursday video I'll upload while I'm there. Friday video I'll upload while I'm there as well. Once again, these are things that I can't sit down and do while I'm out there, so I'm going to have to get this all done ahead of time, which means I'm going to have 3 videos done for that, and then do the 4th when I come back, and then I'm going to have to play catch up to my roster of videos. But that's really not a big deal. So we're coming to the end of the episode here, a couple minutes out. And I'm still texturing, so it's like, wow, is he really going to get this done? Yeah, I managed to get it done somehow. But, I'm just rushing to get this... Well, I wasn't rushing, really. I had no idea how much time had gone by. So I was just doing. And then figuring... there was a point where I was like, how long has this episode gone? Maybe I should stop and or stop and save and then do this later. But... I didn't. I just kept going, because I figured, hell, if I make too long of an episode, I'll split it in 2, and it'll save me the trouble of making another one. But because I want to sit down and do Bear Harbor, Grizzly Peak all in one session, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a next episode the Industries episode, basically. And of course, I can't do that one live commentary, so I wish I could, but I'm gonna have to pay astute attention to everything I'm doing on screen. Once it all gets settled. Once I actually do my thing, and then I'm going to come back and talk about what I'm doing on screen, instead of rambling on like I typically do. So I realize that that's a little bland. Grab this. Make a big patch of this stuff. Art. I come back with the stone and I finish this little top area, and that's all I have to do. Oh, I do it with this, I guess, I forgot. Grab my stone. Oh, little lag there for the autosave, and I finish this area up. Finish all the little bits that I hadn't gotten done yet. Oh, all aboard. all along here. Make a mess, losing control of my cursor. In about a minute, you'll see it. Yep, lost it. And if you look down, there's now a bunch of random bits of stone on the ground. But that's all done. That back area is done, and I swing back here to get a good look at it from Grizzly Peak. And I write it at the episode. Hope you guys enjoyed. Trainman out.